What's going on, everybody? Now, listen, I'm up tonight doing all my I always do that. I stay up at night and I do all my reading, all my news, all my research, everything, because the whole world is asleep. And now I have you, so I can share this with you. I was taking a look at the news, and I came across there's two articles, but one article. Um, I'll break it into two because it's going to go into. Wall Street Journal has an article, The Fed Next Challenge, $100 oil. And it says here, Saudi output cuts and record demand have pushed crude prices 26% higher this quarter. Okay. And he goes on to say, the typical stuff, the rise in the price pushes inflation up, yada, yada, yada. And the Fed has to step in and, do this. And I'm sure DC is telling Saudi Arabia, you have to keep pumping. And they're like, why? For your dollars? And I look at this thing and I think to myself, like, the reality of it, I'll step back for a second. Take a look at the United States right now. You have one political party that's in control. They, at the end of the day, are acting like there's no election coming up. I mean, the streets are full of chaos. Inflation is unbelievable. The cost of housing people and rent is taking up a major part of their income. Most people can't even afford their car payments. Gas, forget about that. Wait till you start seeing home heating bills this fall. And through the entire process, everybody has this feeling of insecurity in the country. Just almost like they don't fear not getting elected again. It's like they don't care. Like, what election? But they really do think that the Fed is going to be able to tell Saudi Arabia, hey, you have to pump more oil. Let me just tell you something about this. This is money stuff. This is real money talk here. You have an administration, this one that's here now. They promoted, going back to Obama, green, wind, solar, green, everything, no more fossil fuel. And what do they need now? They need Saudi Arabia to pump more fossil fuel. Why would Saudi Arabia do anything for an administration that's trying to end their market space? They produce oil. And this administration said they're going to end oil production. You can't have it both ways. So what's going to happen? Powell's going to raise the interest rate. It's going to kill the bond market. That's going to translate over to the banks. You're going to have a couple more banking crises, major ones, happening this fall. You're going to have a lot of defaults on homes, cars, just basically everything, business loans, whatever. People, at the end of the day, it's funny how the mainstream media has you looking at one specific area, but they don't tie everything together. They have to raise the interest rate, but when they raise the interest rate, every time they do, the economy collapses because the bond markets go down. Then the government tries to buy everything up on the backside, and it doesn't work. Something horrible is coming. I'm just warning people. There's no way around it. That's a circus, what you're seeing here. That's like sock puppets talking. Anybody that's been in this world understands clearly what's going on. The worth of the dollar is dropping. They're going to have to raise interest rates in order to shore it up. But when they do that, it's going to cause the hyperinflation to start going all over the place. Major municipalities like New York, Chicago, whatever, they're already under the hole. They don't got no money. Tax collections are down. Oil. You think you've seen high oil prices? You haven't seen anything yet. If they really wanted to solve all this, all they got to do is open up the pipelines. Produce U.S. oil, back our dollar with oil, inflation gone overnight. Done. Done. I should have become a politician, but at the end of the day, I can't do that politician, fakeness. I can't. I'll get arrested on the first day. I wouldn't even survive the debates. But it's so simple. If you want to stop the runaway inflation and oil prices, real simple. We produce our own oil, back our own currency with our oil reserves, shut down the borders, secure America. I mean, just people, something horrible is coming. Listen, I'm gonna crash out, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna save this one for because of people that are in the real estate market. I'm gonna tell you something interesting here. Tell me if you haven't seen a more perfect storm brewing. This is the one here. This is so like it's in Newsweek. Home building collapses as market struggles. You know what I hear when I see that? What do I think of? Home building collapses. Great. So now there's less buying at major chains like Lowe's and Home Depot and the ones that handle the corporate contracts. So commodities like lumber, steel, all that stuff, copper, that's all going to go down too. The market's struggling. You think the market's struggling now? Wait till Powell raises the interest rates. But you notice something when they keep talking about this housing market, a decrease in multifamily home construction was a big factor in the decline. Let me tell you something. $6,000 rents for a one-bedroom apartment has killed the average couple from saving money to buy yourself a home. With the interest rates that are out there, like not for nothing, like that's it, it's done, it's game over. The housing market is collapsed. The commercial real estate market's collapsed. Go ahead, raise your interest rate. Let's get this party started already. Have some fun. They can't stop what's coming. Now you got to ask yourself a question. Are they trying to stop it? Or do they want it to happen and rebuild something new that they control? Just saying.